You've heard of Amazon and you've probably heard about all of the people having success selling on Amazon, but how much does it actually cost to get started selling on Amazon FBA as a complete beginner in 2019? And if you want to take the leap into one of the most profitable ways to actually start making money online, you have to know exactly what you're getting into and exactly how much it costs to start. But before we actually do get into this video and break down exactly how much it costs to get started on Amazon FBA in 2019, I want to prove to you that anyone can do this. And I'm going to show you guys just a couple of people inside of my student family that started from scratch that made Amazon work. This right here is Matt, and before he actually started Amazon, Matt was a helicopter pilot, but he wanted more time to be able to spend with his wife and his newborn baby who was on the way. And so he started Amazon FBA, and you can see right here that he made over $150,000 in a single month with his Amazon business. And just for full transparency, that is revenue, but a very realistic profit margin that you can expect with Amazon FBA is about 40%. So he didn't make $150,000 profit, but he did make 40% of that, which still breaks down to over $60,000 in a single month. And I don't know about you, but $60,000 profit in a single month sounds pretty good to me. This is Oksana. Oksana used to have a corporate job, but she started selling on Amazon, and you can see right here that she made over $511,000 in a single month. And again, full transparency, that was during Q4. That was after over a year of actually creating and setting up her business and investing thousands and thousands of dollars into inventory and learning how to actually operate her Amazon business. But Oksana started as a complete beginner, and she made over $511,000 revenue in a single month. And of course there are expenses. Of course, you know, it is a business like anything else, so she's not pocketing that entire amount, but that is a absolutely mind-boggling number when you think about the fact that Oksana was a complete beginner and had never done Amazon FBA before in her life before she actually found my YouTube videos about Amazon. And if you're thinking, Kevin, this is crazy, there's no way this can possibly be real, you can find these people inside of my private group. Go ahead and be an internet detective like I know you want to be. Come check out my private student group. You'll see that these are real people. You'll see that they have real everyday lives, and they just decided to take a chance on Amazon and made it work. And so I want to show you just one other person, and then we're going to get into showing you exactly what it actually costs to get started on Amazon. This right here is Liz. Liz and her husband Casey quit their insurance jobs, sold their house, and followed the dream that they had always wanted to do, living in an RV, traveling across the country because of Amazon FBA. But I don't want to tell you about all these people. I'd rather just show you so you can hear from Liz herself.
We have 3 separate accounts now. One is strictly for wholesaling, and then we have 2 private label accounts. Overall, we're consistently bringing in a profit of right around $9,000 a month, which has been amazing.
A lot of people see a lot of stuff about Amazon online. They question whether you can make money, whether it will work. It's a business, it takes money, it takes time, and it takes a lot of work. We wanted to say thank you to Kevin. Without him, I wouldn't be able to travel with Casey and do this on the road, and it's just really helped us be able to do something we never thought, which is, travel full-time in an RV together. We spent so much time apart. Amazon has really helped us be able to travel and be together and do something that people only dream of. So we're so unbelievably thankful for Kevin.
Definitely.
And we consider him more than just a mentor. We consider him a friend, and we've met so many amazing people through this group. Just such a real impactful part of our life.
And guys, it's not just Matt and Oksana and Liz. There's literally thousands of everyday people just like you and me who are making Amazon FBA work every single day. Amazon actually released a report recently showing that over 200,000 people earned 6 figures or more last year selling on Amazon, and that number is going to absolutely explode this year. Amazon is bigger than ever. It is the perfect time to get started on Amazon. No matter what anyone says, it will never be saturated. Amazon is literally a trillion with a T dollar company, and they're growing and literally taking over the world. So without further ado, guys, let's get into breaking down exactly what it actually costs in 2019 to start Amazon FBA. So there's so much misinformation when it comes down to how much it actually costs to get started on Amazon FBA. So we're gonna set that to rest, and we're literally gonna show you and break down exactly what it costs, so you can finally stop hearing all of these people saying that you can start Amazon FBA for $1 or $10, right? Because the truth is, Amazon FBA does take money to get started. If you're on a razor thin budget, Amazon FBA is probably not the business for you, just honestly. That doesn't mean that there's no online businesses for you, but Amazon FBA does take some money to get started. And I want to put this in perspective so you really understand, right? If you wanted to try to start something like a McDonald's franchise, you would need $500,000 liquid cash to even be considered as someone who could possibly open that franchise. Or if you think about university, where they charge $50,000 or $100,000 to give you a degree that you may or may not even be able to get a job with, Amazon actually starts to seem like a very good deal. And so the first expense that we're going to be talking about is software. Now, software is something you really can't avoid when it comes to Amazon, because Amazon is wildly complicated when it comes to finding the perfect product, right? Because if you find the perfect product, you can do mostly everything else wrong and still make money with Amazon. But it's incredibly important that you find the correct product. And the best way to do that is by leveraging product research software that actually goes out and scans tens of millions of products on Amazon and shows you the perfect product that has a lot of demand without much competition, something that sells very consistently throughout the year and is not seasonal. You can actually use software to go out and find that perfect product for you out of all of the tens of millions of products listed on Amazon. You also need software to help you with what's called keyword research. When you're creating your product listing, you want to make sure that your title and your bullets and your overall product listing is optimized with the keywords that your customers are actually searching in real life to find your product and eventually purchase your product. So if your listing and your title and your backend keywords are not optimized with the real keywords that buyers are searching on Amazon every single day, your product is not going to appear as high in the ranking, and you're not necessarily going to get as many sales as you would have gotten if your product listing was fully optimized. And while those are the two softwares that I would say are 100% necessary to be successful on Amazon, there are also some complementary softwares like Rank Tracker that shows you the overall rank your product has when it comes to being on page 1 for your best keywords. There's PPC optimization tools that help with marketing on the Amazon platform. There's launching tools that help propel your product to the first page of results so that you can get more organic eyeballs of your customers to look at your product and eventually buy from you. And if you bought all of those different softwares individually, that might be $500 or more every single month. But luckily for you, there's an incredibly affordable option called zonbase.com, ZONBASE.com, which has every single one of those pieces of software all in one beautiful, incredibly advanced and accurate bundle that will give you every single tool that you need to be successful on Amazon, and also provides some training when it comes to using those tools inside of the platform. And luckily for you, they do offer a completely free trial. So go ahead and take advantage of their free trial. Sign up, see if you like it. If you don't like it, you can use something else or use nothing at all. If you do like it and it's helpful to you and helping you find the perfect products, then maybe it makes sense to keep it. And so you want to budget $97 for software when it comes to your Amazon business to find you the perfect product. But like I said before, there is a free trial, or if you're already an Amazon seller or you're very serious about this, we do have a 50% off coupon code for all of the ZonBase plans available here inside of FBA Ninjas, which is the largest Amazon Facebook group in the entire world with almost 110,000 people inside of it. So make sure you actually click the link down in the description and join FBA Ninjas, where there's thousands of other Amazon sellers helping each other every single day. I'm very active in there as well. And so it's the perfect community and place to be if you want to actually learn how to sell on Amazon yourself. The next expense that we're going to talk about is something called samples. So once you find your perfect product, let's say for example, it's a garlic press, because that is my favorite example from the beginning since I started teaching Amazon. If you are selling a garlic press, you want to actually see a sample of that garlic press before your manufacturer goes out and creates 500 units or 1,000 units, because you want to make sure that the quality is extremely high, it looks the way that you expect it to. And so samples, since your manufacturer is only making 1 or 2 units rather than 500, can actually be significantly more expensive, right? So if you buy 1,000 units of a garlic press, they might only cost $3 each, but if you buy 1 or 2, it might cost $100 or even $150. And I know that might sound kind of crazy, but it is expensive to ship individual things from China. It's expensive for your manufacturer to make just one unit with your logo and all of the different branding and things like that for your actual product. And so what we're going to budget for samples to actually receive an individual unit of your product is $150 to receive a finished, beautiful version of your specific product shipped straight to your door from your manufacturer. The next expense is the largest of the expenses that we're going to be talking about today, which is your inventory. Your inventory, of course, is what you're actually going to be selling on Amazon. And so this obviously is going to be the most expensive part of the overall process because it's what you're actually making money selling. And so I've seen so many different actual numbers here. I've seen people say you can get started with $100. I've seen people say that you need $10,000 to get started. I have gone through literally thousands and thousands of students. I've also sold on Amazon FBA myself. And there is, of course, a range of what this number actually could be, because if you're buying, electric wheelchairs that cost $500 per unit, obviously it's going to be more expensive if you want to buy things in bulk versus if you're buying coffee mugs that cost 40 cents a unit. At that point, you could probably buy 1,000 for $400. And so obviously there's no perfect number here, but having seen many students actually go through my program, I've seen people be able to get started for as little as $1,500. And that does not mean that more money won't help you, because with every business, the more money you have, the more you can invest into it, and the faster and larger your returns are going to be. But I want to make this realistic for people of all different types of budgets, not just people who have $10,000 laying around. And so $1,500 is what I would call the minimum amount that you would need to actually get started selling on Amazon. No matter what anybody else out there is telling you that you can get started with $20 or $100, trust me when I tell you, you can't, right? You need at least $1,500 to get started and do this right. Remember, we're creating a business, and if you compare it to something like McDonald's that costs $500,000 to even open a conversation, $1,500 is not that unrealistic or crazy when it comes to starting a full-fledged business that you can scale into a full-time income, sometimes in a matter of months. The next expense is barcodes. Now, Amazon does recommend getting barcodes from a place called GS1, which is a little bit more expensive than some other options out there, but Amazon does not yet require GS1 barcodes for all of their different products. And so to really simplify things, if you want to do things right and for the long term, you can get your barcodes from a place called GS1, where it is $250 per 10 barcodes. Or if you want to do what thousands of other Amazon sellers are doing and buying barcodes from cheaper websites that are GS1 certified, but not directly from GS1, you can buy them for a lot cheaper for $40 per 10 barcodes. But if you want to be able to sleep at night, and if you want to be able to get your own 100% legit barcodes from GS1, you do need $250 to be able to do that. And remember, what you're actually buying from GS1 is what's called a UPC, which stands for a Universal Product Code, which is essentially a number that eventually becomes the barcode that Amazon scans on your product, which is actually called an FN SKU, right? And we don't have to get super detailed about all of these little things, but I like to be over detailed when I'm explaining things to you guys so that you know exactly what's involved with the overall process, rather than being vague and general and high level like so many other people, where they're not telling you the information you actually need to know to be successful. The next expense that I want to talk about is shipping, right? And a lot of people actually leave this out, but shipping, of course, is an expense. And when you're shipping 500 or 1,000 units, sometimes that can get expensive to do that. And of course, like everything, shipping is very dependent on the actual product that you're shipping. If you're shipping a silicone wedding ring, for example, versus a bowling ball, those are going to have drastically different shipping costs. And so basically how it works is you can ship by sea or you can ship by air. By sea takes 30 to 45 days, but generally costs about 1/10 to 1/3 as much as shipping by air. Of course, shipping by air gets there significantly faster, but you do pay for that convenience like so many other things in life. And so to generalize it and to give you a nice round number, you want to budget at least $500 for shipping your product. Again, if you're gonna ship by sea and you're willing to wait a little bit longer, you can save a significant amount of money. My very first order when I first started Amazon FBA, I did ship everything by sea. I put it all into one shipping container and my shipping costs were at an all-time low. That's why my very first order, our profit margin was over 50% on every single product that we sold, and we made back our original investment literally within the first week selling on Amazon, which meant that all the rest of our inventory was just pure profit that we reinvested into the business. The next expense I want to talk about are giveaways and PPC, and I'm going to clump these together because at first and sometimes always they go hand in hand. So what giveaways means is when you first launch your product on Amazon, no one has bought it. Amazon doesn't know that it's going to be a successful product, and so you have to do what's called giveaways to actually launch your product from obscurity onto page 1 for the keyword that you actually want to rank for. So for example, if you created a garlic press listing, no one has bought it, so Amazon doesn't know to show your specific listing to people when they search garlic press on Amazon. And so the way that you actually get that to happen is you give away more units than the products on page 1 are currently selling. And that might sound complicated, but basically what it breaks down to is if there's 10 products that are currently on page 1 or the search term garlic press and they're all selling 10 units per day, if you come in and sell 11 units per day for 7 days, you're going to jump all of those products. And that's a drastic oversimplification. Of course, the Amazon A9 algorithm is very complicated, but generally and in a very simple way, that is how it works based on sales velocity. And that's how Amazon organizes what products to show for what particular keyword searches that people are making millions of times every single day on Amazon. And the way you do that at first is by using giveaway services to go out and find buyers at a heavily discounted price who are going to buy your particular products 11 times per day for 7 days, which is going to help you rank your product onto page 1 for your specific keyword in question. PPC is essentially marketing on Amazon. It stands for pay per click, and it allows you to actually advertise your specific product. Every time somebody searches the keyword garlic press, you can actually advertise it on the top where you see a little ad. And then if somebody clicks on it and buys, then you are going to actually get credited with that sale, and Amazon is going to piece it together. They're going to say, okay, you advertised for the word garlic press. Someone clicked your advertisement, so they're obviously related. So maybe we should start ranking your product a little bit for the term garlic press. And if you combine giveaways and PPC, you can rank your product to page 1 in no time. And this is an incredibly important piece that most people miss, right? Because when was the last time you went to page 2 of Amazon, right? No one does it. It's the same thing with Google. If you're not on page 1 for your specific keyword, your Amazon business will fail. It's as simple as that. And luckily inside of zonbase.com as well, they have a launch and PPC service that they'll do 100% of the hard work for you. So again, make sure you take advantage of that free trial. Or if you're interested in actually investing into it, definitely check out the FBA Ninjas Facebook group where we do have a 50% off discount code. And the last expense that we're going to talk about is the professional seller fee, which is $39.99 per month to have access to what Amazon calls Seller Central, which is essentially the platform that Amazon created for all of their independent third-party sellers, just like you and me. But the cool thing that a lot of people don't know is when you actually sign up and start paying that $40 per month fee, Amazon will actually refund you all of those charges until your first product sells, right? So if you join Amazon FBA on January, you start selling in April, for example, Amazon will refund all of those different months that you don't have inventory active in your Amazon account because you're not actually using the services, because you can't sell inventory if you don't have inventory in your account. And so to actually take advantage of that refund, all you have to do is submit a simple ticket to Amazon seller support and say, hey, I wasn't using Seller Central for 3 months. I didn't have any inventory yet. It was being shipped. Can you please refund me for those 3 months? And they're gonna immediately approve you and refund you. So that is a little ninja tactic for you as well to save a couple extra bucks. And one final optional expense that you can decide for yourself whether or not you think is a good investment would be a digital course or a blueprint or mentorship from someone who's really done this and been successful doing it. And full transparency, I do have a digital course. We've had thousands and thousands and thousands of people join it. You saw before Matt and Oksana and Liz and literally countless other of my students who've made this work. But again, it doesn't matter to me if you do join my program. I just want to educate you as to what is actually out there, right? Because the thing is, people probably wouldn't go out and try to become a lawyer or a doctor if they didn't go to school from it. One of the fastest ways to actually achieve success is being taught by somebody who has already achieved that success, because likely that person who has achieved success has most likely already made all of the mistakes that you could potentially avoid by learning from them. And so to stay objective, I'm going to give you a range for this one as well. Generally, I've seen courses for between 1 and 5K. Of course, if you do want one-on-one mentorship, that can be significantly more expensive, but most commonly, all of the courses that I've seen and actually heard good things about range between 1 and 5K. So we're just gonna budget 2K for the course, which again is completely optional. If you wanna go out and try to learn all of it yourself, you can do that on YouTube and with blogs, and hopefully, you'll be able to figure it out without making any, really bad mistakes. People have done it before. It's definitely not impossible. But if you do want to learn from a proven mentor who's actually really made it work and follow a step-by-step proven blueprint, they do exist and they're very readily available for you to at least learn more about. So as you can see, the total to get started on Amazon is right here. And if you want to learn more about how to get started on Amazon in a much more detailed, much more thorough, step-by-step way, check out this link down in the description, which is again our completely free training where you can learn more about how to become an Amazon seller. Full transparency, there will be an offer at the end for my digital course that, again, thousands of people have joined and many have had incredible success with. So if you want to learn more, feel free to click the link down below. Again, it's completely up to you, 100% optional. But if you are interested in Amazon, I promise you there's not going to be a more step-by-step, detailed, thorough way to do it. And you're never going to find a mentor who cares more about you and is more willing to help you on your path to Amazon success. Or if you just want to learn more about Amazon on YouTube, check out this recent video we did right here that talks more about what Amazon FBA is and how to actually best take advantage of it for you. Promise it'll be a good one. See you there. According to recently released data from the US Census, over 3.7 million people in the USA alone worked at least half their time from home last year.